National Electrical Code Section 220.14J does not permit an unlimited number of lights on a residential circuit. The applicable code reference is National Electrical Code Section 210.21 This section stipulates that the maximum load on any branch circuit shall not exceed 80% of the rating of the circuit. This 80% rule is crucial for preventing overloads and ensuring electrical safety. To determine the maximum number of lights you can safely install, you must calculate the total wattage of all the lights you intend to connect to the circuit. This total wattage must not exceed 80% of the circuit's capacity multiplied by the voltage. For example, consider a typical 15-amp circuit operating at 120 volts. The total circuit capacity is 15 amps multiplied by 120 volts, which equals 1800 volt amps, or watts, since we assume a power factor of 1. Applying the 80% rule, the maximum load allowed on this circuit is 1800 watts multiplied by 0.80, which equals 1440 watts. Therefore, the total wattage of all lights connected to this 15-amp circuit must not exceed 1440 watts. Similarly, for a 20-amp circuit at 120 volts, the total circuit capacity is 20 amps multiplied by 120 volts, resulting in 2400 watts. The maximum load at 80% is 2400 watts multiplied by 0.80, equaling 1920 watts. Consequently, the cumulative wattage of the lights on a 20-amp circuit must remain below 1920 watts. To illustrate with specific examples, if you plan to use light fixtures with 60-watt bulbs, you can calculate the maximum number of such fixtures on a 15-amp circuit as follows. Divide the maximum allowable load, 1440 watts, by the wattage of each bulb, 60 watts. This yields 24. Therefore, you can safely install up to 24 60-watt bulbs on a 15-amp circuit. For a 20-amp circuit, dividing the maximum allowable load, 1920 watts, by the 60-watt bulb wattage gives you 32. This means you can install up to 32 60-watt bulbs on a 20-amp circuit. However, it is essential to consider that lighting circuits often supply other loads besides general lighting. These may include receptacles or other permanently connected appliances. The wattage of these additional loads must be included in the total load calculation for the circuit. For example, if a circuit also supplies a receptacle that may be used for a 300-watt appliance, this 300 watts must be subtracted from the maximum allowable load for the lighting. For a 15-amp circuit, this reduces the available wattage for lighting from 1440 watts to 1140 watts. For a 20-amp circuit, it reduces the available wattage from 1920 watts to 1620 watts. In this scenario, the number of 60-watt bulbs you can install on a 15-amp circuit would be reduced to 1140 watts divided by 60 watts, equaling 19 bulbs. On a 20-amp circuit, it would be reduced to 1620 watts divided by 60 watts, equaling 27 bulbs. Moreover, it is important to consider the type of lighting fixture used. Some fixtures, such as recessed can lights, may have specific limitations on the maximum wattage allowed. These limitations are typically indicated on a label inside the fixture. Always adhere to the manufacturer's specifications to prevent overheating and fire hazards. Additionally, the type of light bulb used affects the total load. While incandescent bulbs are rated at their stated wattage, LED bulbs consume significantly less power for the same light output. For instance, an LED bulb that provides the equivalent light of a 60-watt incandescent bulb may only consume 10 watts. This allows for a significantly higher number of LED bulbs to be installed on a single circuit. Using the earlier example of a 15-amp circuit with a maximum allowable load of 1440 watts, you could install 144 10-watt LED bulbs. On a 20-amp circuit with a maximum allowable load of 1920 watts, you could install 192 10-watt LED bulbs. When calculating the load, it is essential to use the actual wattage consumed by the LED bulb, not the equivalent wattage. Furthermore, the National Electrical Code requires that certain types of lighting be installed on dedicated circuits. For example, in dwelling units, At least one wall switch-controlled lighting outlet must be installed in every habitable room, kitchen, and bathroom. These lighting outlets may be supplied by general-purpose branch circuits. However, certain applications, such as lighting for specific appliances or equipment, may require dedicated circuits to prevent overloading and ensure reliable operation. In addition to the 80% rule, it is also essential to consider voltage drop. Voltage drop occurs when the voltage at the end of a long circuit run is significantly lower than the voltage at the source. Excessive voltage drop can cause lights to dim, appliances to malfunction, and motors to overheat. To minimize voltage drop, it is recommended to use appropriately sized conductors for the circuit. The National Electrical Code provides guidelines for conductor sizing based on the length of the run and the anticipated load. Another factor to consider is the use of lighting control devices, such as dimmers. Dimmers can reduce the amount of power consumed by lighting fixtures, but they also introduce their own load on the circuit. The dimmer's wattage rating must be considered when calculating the total load in the circuit. Some dimmers are rated for specific types of lighting fixtures, such as incandescent or LED, and it is essential to use the correct type of dimmer for the lighting fixture being controlled. Moreover, the National Electrical Code addresses the use of multi-wire branch circuits. A multi-wire branch circuit consists of two or more ungrounded conductors that have a voltage between them, and a grounded conductor that has equal voltage between it and each ungrounded conductor of the circuit and that is connected to the neutral or grounded conductor of the system. Multi-wire branch circuits can be used to supply multiple lighting fixtures, but the load must be evenly distributed between the ungrounded conductors to prevent overloading the neutral conductor. When installing lighting circuits, it is crucial to follow all applicable codes and regulations. The National Electrical Code is updated every 3 years, and it is essential to stay current with the latest requirements. Local building codes may also have additional requirements that must be followed. It is also important to use approved materials and equipment. All electrical components, such as wiring, receptacles, and lighting fixtures, should be listed by a recognized testing laboratory, such as Underwriters Laboratories or ETL Intertech, to ensure that they meet safety standards. In addition to following codes and using approved materials, it is essential to install lighting circuits correctly. Proper wiring techniques, such as making secure connections and using appropriate wire sizes, are crucial for preventing electrical hazards. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, it is best to hire a qualified electrician to install your lighting circuits. A qualified electrician has the knowledge, skills, and experience to install lighting circuits safely and correctly. They can also help you determine the appropriate size and type of circuit for your needs, and ensure that your installation complies with all applicable codes and regulations. Furthermore, regular maintenance of lighting circuits is essential for ensuring their continued safe operation. This includes inspecting wiring for damage, tightening loose connections, and replacing worn or damaged components. It is also important to test ground fault circuit interrupters, GFCIs, regularly to ensure that they're functioning properly. GFCIs are designed to protect against electrical shock by detecting ground faults and interrupting the circuit. They are required in bathrooms, kitchens, and other areas where there is a risk of exposure to water. In summary, National Electrical Code Section 210.21 limits the number of lights on a residential circuit to 80% of the circuit's rated capacity. This rule helps prevent overloads and ensures electrical safety. To determine the maximum number of lights you can safely install, calculate the total wattage of all the lights you intend to connect to the circuit, including any other loads supplied by the circuit. Ensure this total wattage does not exceed 80% of the circuit's rated capacity considering the voltage and ampacity. Always adhere to the manufacturer's specifications for lighting fixtures and control devices. Follow all applicable codes and regulations, and use approved materials and equipment. If you are not comfortable working with electricity, hire a qualified electrician. Regular maintenance is also essential for continued safe operation.